The CFPB made a huge change, and if you don't do this one thing, the CFPB will ignore your dispute. What's up, family? I'm back with another one. Hey, if you're new to the channel, hey, welcome to the family. So in today's class, we're going to be breaking the news of what happened with the CFPB and, of course, how to move forward and how to proceed forward. I got you. So sit back, relax, grab a pen, get some paper. You already know, get something to drink. I'm going to break it all down. All right, now let's talk about it, okay? So if you go to the CFPB website, what you're going to see, like when you click on, you Google it, create an account, or before you create an account, when you're on the website, right, you're going to click on Start New Complaint. Okay. Now, when you click on Start New Complaint, as you can see right here, you have to do this or read this first before you proceed. Now, this was never here before, but now things change. People are doing stuff they're not supposed to be doing. So, as you can see, they're implementing things so they can actually help the people that need to be helped. So I'm gonna break it down and let's talk about it. So let's credit and consumer reporting complaint notice. This consumer complaint portal is designed to help consumers, including to resolve complaints against credit reporting agencies, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, and anybody else like LexisNexis, CoreLogic, say all these different places. These are considered consumer reporting agencies, right? Consistent with the law, consumers must first dispute inaccurate or incomplete information on their credit report with the credit reporting agencies. Premature submissions slow down the system for those most in need of help and who have correctly followed the process. Have you submitted your dispute to a credit reporting agency more than 45 days ago, or is your dispute with them no longer pending? If not, do not submit your complaint here at this time. So, as you can see, they don't want people who haven't disputed with Experian, TransUnion, Equifax first. And if you haven't, I'm going to show you how to do that. But if you haven't disputed with them first, now it's going to slow down the process, and I'm going to show you they're going to ignore your disputes, okay? So click on proceed, and let's continue reading and let's break it down. Credit and consumer reporting complaint notice. When you first dispute the complaint with the CRAs, which is the credit reporting agencies, Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, before submitting a complaint against a credit or consumer reporting agencies about inaccurate, incomplete information on your consumer report, you are required by law to first dispute the information directly with the credit or consumer reporting agencies 15 U.S.C. 1681 A and E. You can learn more about how to submit a direct dispute here. I got you. I'm gonna break down how to actually submit and knock the credit bureaus out first. So to submit a complaint, you must attest that information you have provided is true to the best of your knowledge and belief, and if your complaint to a CRA concerns inaccurate or incomplete information, that you have already submitted your dispute to a CRA more than 45 days ago, or that your dispute with the CRA is no longer pending. Furthermore, if you submit a complaint to the CFPB against a credit or consumer reporting agency about inaccurate, incomplete information without first disputing the information directly with the company, they may not respond to your complaint. Number one, the CFPB will discontinue processing your complaint if the company alerts us that you did not first dispute the information with them directly. All right. Do not submit unless your dispute with the CRA is no longer pending or 45 days have elapsed since you filed that dispute. All right. And then you can read that part and then just click on proceed. Credit and consumer reporting agency complaint notice. I attest that the information I'm providing is true to the best of my knowledge and belief, and if my complaint to the CRA concerns inaccurate or incomplete information, I already submitted my dispute to the CRA and either 45 days have elapsed or my dispute is no longer pending with the CRA. Okay, so now The CFPB wants you to submit a letter to Experian, to TransUnion, to Equifax. And if you don't know how to create a letter that pinpoints the violations, leverage Metros 2, and all the laws, I'm going to show you how to actually create a letter based on your credit report so you can knock the credit bureaus out first. And if they don't fix it, then you file a complaint. And I'm going to break down the whole entire process. I got you. So here's how you're going to create a one-on-one letter based on your credit report, whether you have collections, charge-offs, a bankruptcy, eviction, student loans, a late payment, child support. It doesn't matter. If you have accounts on your credit report that's holding you back, here's how you want to craft your first letter to knock them out. You can't fix what you can't see. So anything that's holding your credit score back, right? Whether that's a collection, whether that's a charge-off, bankruptcy, eviction, student loans with late payments, child support, anything, right? Anything that's holding your credit score back, you need to first see it because the information on that specific account is going to allow you to remove the account from your report. I'm not talking about if you owe the money or not. We're not talking about that. Based on the laws, based on the things that, based on the Fair Credit Reporting Act, there's a procedure that Experian, TransUnion, and anybody else that's reported information about you have to follow. They must follow it. It's by law. So how do you actually do this? Go to hiddencreditreport.com, right? Now, the link's going to be provided in the description, but if you're watching this on TV, you can go to the actual site. And then from there, what you're going to do is go to, it's going to be Smart Credit, right? From there, you want to go click on, when you log in, create an account, you want to go to reports, right? When you click on reports, you're going to see 3 bureau report and scores, okay? Now, you're going to click on switch to classic view. That's why I call it hidden credit report. You're going to click on switch to classic view. Now, once you do switch to classic view, then it gives you the ability to see the information that will allow you to remove the account from your report, because that's the reason why you can dispute. Any account on your report is based off of accuracy, the accuracy of how the account is being reported. Okay. Now, here's one specific law that you can leverage. According to, like I said before, according to this law, 15 U.S.C. 1681 EB, Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, and any CRA has to assure maximum possible accuracy, right? So when you investigate your accounts, you want to investigate the completeness and accuracy of every single account that's holding your credit score back. So you can go from, everything from the personal information, from the, the summary of the accounts, but most importantly, you want to examine each account that you feel like is holding your credit score back. So you want to, investigate the collections, the charge-offs, the bankruptcy, like all that stuff you want to investigate, okay? Because when you investigate it, you're going to see that that specific account is not 100% accurate according to the law that you just read, all right? So from there, what you want to do is just investigate everything, but you want to leverage artificial intelligence, okay? You don't have to know all the laws. You don't have to do the things that we did 5 to 6 years ago, okay? You have AI to help you do everything, and I'm going to show you how to leverage it in a way based off of what you have going on, okay? So one of the prompts you want to leverage is screenshot this, okay? And act like a world-class dispute expert with 20 plus years and find violations according to the FCRA and Metro 2 compliance, okay? That's the first prompt, and let me share with you, okay? So when you're on ChatGPT, screenshot the negative accounts, right? Screenshot every single negative account on your report, and then you're gonna tell it, you're gonna upload it, and then you're gonna tell ChatGPT to act like a world-class dispute expert with 20 plus years and find violations according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, which is the FCRA, and Metro 2 compliance, okay? That's going to be your prompt. And then from there, this is just an example of an account. And then from there, it's going to analyze the images of the negative accounts that's holding your credit score back. That's the reason why you want to leverage your hidden credit report, because there are other places that don't have this type of information, and that's all on one report so you can use it, right? So as you can see, Major violation number 1. Failure to assure maximum possible accuracy. Law 15 U.S.C. 1681 EB. This account cannot be accurate because the same trade line reports materially different data across Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, including, as you can see, the monthly payment, balance mismatch, they open inconsistency, payment status, conflict, right? A furnisher cannot legally report conflicting facts about the same obligation. This is textbook 15 U.S.C. 1681 EB violation, all right? So that's the first violation. Number 2, inaccurate delinquency reporting. So based off of 15 U.S.C. 1681 S-2 A1A, TransUnion reports 120 days delinquent, past due 287, while Equifax and Experian shows current. Consumers show payment deferred. A student loan in deferment cannot simultaneously be 120 days delinquent. This is false delinquency reporting. All right, so you don't have to know every single violation. AI is going to help you find the violations on your report so you can leverage a specific violation to help you get the account removed from your report, whether you owe the money or not. This is a violation, right? So number 3, improper past due amount reported. According to 15 U.S.C. 1681 S-2 1A 1B, right? TransUnion shows this. Equifax and Experian shows this. Monthly payment is inconsistent and or zero. Past due amounts must align with contractual obligation and payment status. This violates furnisher accuracy standards. All right. Number 4, reagent date inaccuracy risk. All right. So according to 15 U.S.C. 1681 CA4 and 15 U.S.C. 1681 EB, conflicting date open, date last active, date last payment, last reporting dates, inconsistent date create illegal reagent risk, especially when delinquency is being reported. CRAs are required to maintain one consistent date framework. Number 5, right? Failure to conduct a reasonable reinvestigation. Metro 2 violations. So let's look at it. Number 6, account status versus payment status conflict. Based off of what Experian, TransUnion, Equifax must follow on how they, report information, this is a violation, right? Improper use of payment due field, right? This is a violation. Term field inaccuracy. Balance versus credit conflict. Number 10, deferment. This is crazy. As you can see, all those are violations. So basically, there's 10 violations on that one specific account of an example that you can use. So based on your report, based on what you have going on, now you can craft a letter, and I'm going to show you how to create your letter next, but you can craft your letter based off of those 10 violations, right? So that's going to increase your chances of knocking the credit bureaus out. Okay, so now the second prompt you want to do now is this. Now act like a world-class dispute expert with 20 plus years and create a letter with the violations that will increase my chances to delete this account from my credit report, right? Now it's going to craft a letter based on the violations to help you knock the credit bureaus out. And what's going to happen now after they craft a letter and you send it in to Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, some of those accounts are going to be quote unquote comeback verified. And we're not asking Experian, TransUnion, Equifax to verify the information. We're asking them to actually do an investigation of the violation because they, by law, can fix it, but we already know they ain't going to do it. But most of the time, they will remove the account off your report and some stuff come back and verify. And then that's when you go back to the CFPB and show what happened and break down. So you can basically leverage another law to craft another letter, or you can leverage, go to the CFPB when the time elapsed of when they said, and then file a complaint with the CFPB, which will increase your chances of getting those accounts removed off your report. So as you can see, you're going to create take this letter. Let's see what it came up with. Go to a document. All right. So here's how you craft your letter, right? You're going to have your name. You're going to have your city, date of birth. And instead of doing your full social, just do last four of your social, right? And then of course you're gonna put today's date you're gonna send it certified, and then to either, you're gonna have three, right? So you're gonna have one for Experian, one for TransUnion, one for Equifax, right? And then you can also tell ChatGPT to craft three letters, right? One for Experian, one for TransUnion, one for Equifax, okay? And then as you can see, it broke it down, and you can, look over it, check everything, all right? And then from there, you can also formal demand, because this account fields contains corrections, deletion is required. We're gonna remove all that, right? And then from there, sincerely, and then you're gonna, of course, put your full name, right? And then you can also, if you want to, you can get this letter notarized, okay? You can get this letter notarized. The reason why you might want to do a notary, get it notarized, is because Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, which is crazy, might say that, hey, we need more information to verify this is actually you. And it's crazy. But that will, solve that problem from them doing a quote unquote stall letter and sending you something. So you can get it notarized. I believe there are a few places that you can get it completely for free. You just Google it. If you go to UPS, you got to, they charge you, I think, like $10 unless it went up. And then you want to send that letter certified to Experian, to TransUnion, to Equifax, right? And then you want to wait 35 days, because they have 30 days to complete the investigation, and then 5 days to mail the investigation back to you, okay? So you want to wait that time before you file the complaint with the CFPB. Hold up, wait. Now, I know this journey gets a loan. So we created a community, and the #1 community that's going to help you through this process. And if you want to be a part of the #1 credit circle, that's going to help you fix your credit, help you knock the credit bureaus out. Hey, come join the community, and you get a 7-day free trial. If you like it, hey, stay. If you don't like it, no hard feelings. And if you don't have time to do this, you can upgrade to premium, and we can do it for you and still be a part of the community and learn how to get access to $25,000, $50,000 of funding. We breaking everything down. So come join.